WQAD's Good Morning Quad Cities continues.
Welcome back. Galesburg police say they now have a suspect in the shooting death of a 26-year-old woman. That is in our continuing coverage this morning here on Good Morning Quad Cities. An arrest warrant has been issued for this man, Jonathan Kelly. Investigators say they believe he had something to do with the shooting that killed Jenny Magruder early Sunday morning. Kelly is facing 3 charges of murder in connection with the incident, even though Magruder was the only victim. The Knox County State Attorney's Office says the charges are related to different statutes in state law. If you have any information on Kelly's whereabouts, you are asked to call Galesburg Police. Well, family and friends of Magruder are holding a candlelight vigil tonight. It will be at 7 o'clock in the Galesburg Municipal Parking Lot. Funeral services will be held Friday at Bethel Church in Galesburg at 10 a.m. A GoFundMe page started earlier this week. It continues to gain support. It has already raised more than $40,000 for Jenny's 2 children.
Deputies in Warren County are spending less time patrolling the streets and more time working security at the jail. The sheriff says many correctional officers are jumping ship due to low salaries. He says he can only pay $12 an hour to them right now, while neighboring departments can offer close to $20 an hour. Currently, there are only 6 jailers, and the sheriff says he would like to have at least 9. He says it may be time to ask voters to pass a public safety tax if the county board supports it. We don't normally think about having to bundle up this time of year.
But today is a day that you certainly want to grab your warmer coats as you head out the door. Eric joins us right now to let us know how cold we can expect it to be today. Eric?
Deep breaths, you'll get through it. And when it gets to be 60 degrees, whenever that happens, it's going to feel fantastic. Looking out to the roadways right now, you can see, yes, that yellow flashing sign reminds us that there are changes. And this morning, we have to tell you that the area of River Drive is closed in downtown Moline. So the exit ramp off of I-74, I shouldn't say River Drive is closed, it's the exit ramp off of 74 that's going to be closed. You'll have to exit on 7th Avenue instead. Out to Davenport we go right now. A temperature 20, feels like 6. West wind at 16. These are the wind chill numbers. These numbers are what we normally see in January and February, not here in April. So yes, this is really weird. The good news is the snow continues to push away. Now still a couple of flurries around the Dixon area. We're tracking those east of LaSalle, Peru right now. Those are going to be out of here pretty shortly. So we are expecting a little bit more in the way of sunshine for today. Temperatures are going to start into the 20s, and northwesterly winds kind of keeping us cool today. Highs will only go into the mid and upper 30s. Setting our sights on our next chance of snow. I'll let you know when that could happen coming up.
Eric, thank you. In your voice, your vote coverage right here on Good Morning Quad Cities. Former Cedar Rapids, Iowa Mayor Ron Corbett failed to get enough signatures to appear on the ballots for the Iowa primary. And he says the Iowa Republican Party is the reason why.
They were hammering Hillary Clinton and accusing her of rigging the election with all the super delegates. And here we are, less than 2 years. Republicans now, here in Iowa, the establishment and the special interest groups are trying to throw me off the ballot.
Corbett is trying to challenge Governor Kim Reynolds for the Republican nomination for governor. Last week, a 3-person commission ruled Corbett was 8 signatures short of the number needed to appear on the ballot. He has since filed a lawsuit saying that several names were crossed out by his campaign and that those should be counted. But state leaders say counting those names now shows a lack of common sense.
I have here my check to the Corbett for Governor campaign for $100, which I have stricken through the $100 amount in my signature with a black Sharpie. What bank would cash that check? There isn't one.
A ruling in the case is expected for later this week.
The Iowa House of Representatives has passed a bill to withhold state money from cities who protect illegal immigrants. The bill would place a ban on so-called sanctuary cities and would allow federal agents to conduct immigration checks at jails. Supporters of the bill say the state needs to comply with federal immigration rules and that keeping illegal immigrants out will keep Iowans safe. But opponents say that type of rhetoric is simply racist.
People simply desiring a better life for themselves and their families are emboldened to take great risk by lax border security, lack of enforcement of immigration laws, and sanctuary city policies that suggest the rule of law need not apply.
But we just stereotyped a race of people here. And we did it in a way of passing a bill talking about safety.
The bill now heads to the state Senate for debate.
Well, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and today, April 4th, is Start by Believing Day. It is a day that encourages people to believe sexual assault survivors when they come forward with their story. News 8's Jessica Dedita joins us now with how the worldwide effort is gaining popularity right here in the Quad Cities. Jessica?
Well, hundreds of cities have gotten behind the Start by Believing Day, and today the Quad City area will officially join the movement by becoming a Start by Believing city. According to the U.S. Justice Department, nearly 2/3 of sexual assaults go unreported because some survivors live in fear that no one will believe their story. The Start by Believing movement works to transform that fear and the way people and agencies respond to survivors. Survivor advocates say the day changes the conversation when someone comes forward about an assault by simply believing them and offering support. Family Resources is collaborating with agencies like the Davenport Police Department and the Child Abuse Council to help get more eyes on the cause and holding community events where people can learn how to support survivors.
It takes, on average, a person 2 to 3 times to tell people their story before they're actually believed. And so the more that people feel like they can't, that people are going to believe their story, the more that they'll come out and with their stories. And so it'll encourage other people who've been going through or who have went through it to also tell their story.
And if you want to join in on the movement, we have this pledge right now on WQAD.com where you can vow to start by believing survivors of sexual assault. You just print it, write your name, and take a picture with your pledge, and then post it on social media with the hashtag #StartByBelieving. Angie?
Jessica, thank you. The campaign has also reached international cities since launching 8 years ago today. Well, the University of Iowa is trying to prevent sexual assault by rolling out improvements to its night ride service on campus. Night ride vans operate from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. and are manned by public safety officers. Right now, Night Ride is releasing a new app so University of Iowa students and staff can request a ride. The goal is to reduce wait times. The new app also comes with an express option so people can get a ride directly to wherever they need to go.
No matter where you are, we don't want somebody to wait in the middle of the night when it's dark out. We want to minimize that, which is, the purpose of this new app.
Night Ride is just $1 per trip, so it's a cheaper and hopefully safer option for students than other ride-sharing services.
Well, there is a big event coming up in April called the Quad Cities Big Table, and you can learn more about it tonight. We told you a little bit about this last week right here on Good Morning Quad Cities.
It's part of the Q2030 movement where we've got 4 pillars of being a cool, creative, connected, and prosperous place. And we think this whole connectivity idea is huge in terms of moving us forward into the 2030 era, and having this big table conversation amongst all of us is really going to be an exciting part of how that all starts.
Anyone is welcome to join or create a big table group and talk about what they think would make the Quad Cities a stronger community. There is an informational meeting about the event tonight. It starts at 6:30. It is being held at the Waterfront Convention Center in Bettendorf. No reservations are required. Just walk in and learn more. The actual Quad Cities Big Table takes place Friday, April 20th and Saturday, April 21st. For more information, you can go to WQAD.com and type the words Big Table in the search box. Still to come right here on Good Morning Quad Cities, a first of its kind theme park.
The place in Pennsylvania that's working hard to make sure it's a park that any child can enjoy.
And it's probably warmer than it is here in the Quad Cities because we've got a nice January morning planned for you. Find out when we're going to skip ahead to February, March, and then back to April. Accurate 8 days of weather is coming up next. It's 21 minutes to 7.